Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Checking in on Canadian MJ names, and the MJ names in Canada stood out as stronger than the US names today specifically. And pretty much we've gotten two ideal scenarios in the sector at this point. Number one, Monday. The start to Monday was ideal scenario for the sector as a whole. Yesterday was healthy consolidation. No one was looking to buy the dip, but it was slow, steady, low bear volume consolidation in a lot of individual names. And just like that today, after we dropped to a quick lower low, we saw a complete 180 and everybody's buying. And just like that, consolidation came to a close, and we're looking at potential daily bull flags. So ideal start to the week, ideal consolidation, of course not for everybody, but for the individual names as well as our sector leader here, CGC. Put out a trade review video from earlier today of trading VFF, so check that out on the YouTube channel if you are interested. I'm not going to go in depth in this video because I already did that. But the first indication for CGC, when we see a bear break of a time frame with no follow through, we zoom out and look for the potential of a flag. So 46.86 is our hourly support. We then formed an hourly lower high, and then with the break today, we dropped down to a lower low. But that bear break this morning lasted all of 2 minutes. We pulled back for 2 minutes under that support line before a V-shaped recovery and a new high of the day. So there is your hourly bear break and trend change for the bears with zero follow through, which means zoom out and look for the potential of a flag on a longer term time frame, and it is a potential bull flag on the longer term time frame. We do have clear resistance, and it stood out at the end of the day to me as a very clear battleground. So the bulls, there's a decent amount of volume here at the end of the day, and the bulls kept hitting up here at 48.85, 44, 43, and there was selling pressure keeping the price contained. So that was notable, and we're ending up here with some more after-hours action, not really meaningful. And I was looking for the end of the day to give us a clear indication whether this was a cup and handle on the hourly, which it looks like a perfect cup and handle at this point, left side of resistance, inability to break that resistance by 4 pennies, bull flag of consolidation on the hourly, and we need to see a break of 48.70 to confirm this cup and handle pattern. If we cannot, and if we have to pull back further, and if we pull back and break 47.99, the low of consolidation, we have a 4-hour equilibrium to be watching. It would be high, low, double top, and we'd look for a higher low compared to 46, make that 46.64. So the range tomorrow, first thing, break 47.99, then the 4-hour equilibrium is likely, and see a bull break of 48.70, and it's the cup and handle scenario. ACB, I'm still interested in ACB here. And again, we're not seeing the bulls follow through, but this is the kind of setup that has everything it needs. It just needs the spark. And once that spark comes in the form of volume, you can see we haven't exceeded the 20-day volume, which is consistently dropping off. We have not exceeded that level in a month. So we're looking for a volume spike. It's going to be very notable. I don't know if it's going to be news related or what, but in the near term, we should see a volume spike and either a clear bull break of the double top at 923 and then 930 right after it in the same move. If it's going to be for real, we got to break both of those levels within 20 minutes of each other. Or we're going to see a bear break of 892 and head down to form a higher low compared to 845. So keep an eye on ACB. One of these days it's just going to wake up and there's going to be a big volume spike in my opinion. CRON on the daily chart still battling the daily 12-period exponential resistance. This now makes 6 rejections. We are still seeing higher lows on the hourly. We held support by 9 cents this morning and bounced up, and we broke resistance by 5 cents with no follow-through. So we did break a triple top with no follow-through. That's a bit concerning for the bulls. So we ended up pulling back. We're trying to form an hourly higher low, 1651 right now. But if we can't see a more convincing break over 1715, we do have to be cautious, as this is a weak bounce attempt. And if we zoom out and condense this chart a little bit and put it up on the 2-day time frame where every candlestick is 2 days, I wouldn't really call it a clear bear flag. Well, you could. If you're calling this whole move the pullback, normally the dumps are sharper. But if you're calling that the whole pullback, this does look like a bear flag still in play at this point. So we have to see more convincing follow through over that resistance. APHA is extremely tight. Break is going to happen tomorrow, very likely. We're looking at support of 776 and 772. If those levels break, we're looking down at the low of 755. If we get a bull break of 791 and 92, which is our triple top, then the bounce on the daily is underway, and we'll scout for a daily lower high to form. At this point, it's just two extremely tight ranges trading sideways. Break imminent tomorrow. OGI is also tightening up. If we look on the hourly time frame for OGI over the last 4 days, we have an equilibrium and tightening range to be watching. Come on, OGI. So we have our high, low of the pullback. Falling apart here. Lower high at 908, and we're looking for a higher low to form. Bulls are hoping it's at 885. Doesn't have to be, but we have to hold 874. So high, low, lower high. Not confident that's our higher low just yet. We would need to see some bull follow through to call it 885. Depends on how the morning starts. If we break 885 first thing in the morning, have to hold 874. And if we see a bull move towards $9, that is our new hourly higher low established. Very tight range over the last 4 days. HEXO, very bullish break here. And I say very bullish because not many individual names saw this kind of strength and close at the high of the day. We're looking up at 733. We only broke resistance by 1 penny, but we closed at the high of the day. Bulls need more follow through. And then it's 733. So we still have not consolidated on the daily. Every day is a higher low here. If we see a break of 690, we know daily consolidation will be underway to form a higher low. But again, close at the high of the day. There's no sign of that. So if we get more convincing follow through over 714, we're looking at 733. And then the bulls are going to be trying to make their way back towards all-time highs, which for HEXO on the US after 733, we'd be looking up at, let's see, that is the all-time high. So, all-time high in sight. It's the only resistance aside from the high of today. TRST, so we broke the daily lower highs now for TRST. So that's step number 1 for changing the trend. But to confirm the daily trend has changed, we need the higher low and higher high follow through, but we haven't topped out just yet. We closed up at the high of the day. So resistance is 1041. We're approaching that resistance level, and we're looking for a loss of the hourly uptrend to indicate to us that daily consolidation is underway. So bulls want to hold 10 psychological to keep this hourly bull flag in play and try and confirm it with a break of 1020. That would keep the bull momentum in favor of those bulls. When we lose the hourly uptrend, we're looking for a daily higher low to form compared to 882. But again, no sign that the bulls are done just yet. VFF, daily higher low has been found. And what I'm really liking about VFF is for the most part, the most likely scenario has been happening. There was one little time in here, we had the most likely scenario looking for a lower high here. Then we had a most likely scenario looking for a higher low. We held it very briefly. That was not as significant as a bounce as we were anticipating, perhaps because Citron was loading up their shorts at that point in time. But either way, that was one time where it was not the most likely scenario. But since then, most likely scenario was a lower high compared to where we came from before the short attack, then the higher low that we were looking for from yesterday's video. So I'd say 3 out of the last 4 times in the last month of trading, the broader, most likely scenario to give us the scaffolding and framework from which to base our trade game plans around has been following through. Today was a short squeeze. Today the bulls bought right from the get-go. Again, check out that trade review video. Extremely strong close. And we're looking right up at this little double top where we topped out at 1740 and 1762. So the bulls want to break those levels first thing, because if we cannot break 1740 tomorrow morning, then we're going to have to pull back. We had a double top at the end of the day. So if tomorrow morning, if we cannot break this double top and we pull back and break 1635, the hourly higher low, that's going to tell us, zoom out to the 4 hour, because it looks like a 4 hour equilibrium is the most likely scenario if we lose the hourly uptrend without breaking 1740. So anything under 1740 is a lower high, and we would then need a higher low compared to 1459 as this range would continue to tighten up. Tomorrow we should get some good info in the first half hour of trading. And probably CGC is going to impact. If CGC can't break 4870, its key resistance level, if we can't break this little triple top, and there's more resistance from previous trading, If we can't break these levels on CGC, I wouldn't expect to break levels on VFF. There's certainly some correlation to be watching there. TGOD bounce is seeing follow through. Still anything under 447, just a daily lower high. So we haven't broken anything on the daily chart yet. Hourly time frame, we did not consolidate today. So anything above 414 is an hourly high or low. That tells us we can anticipate the next time we consolidate on the hourly to maintain within that uptrend. And when we do lose the hourly uptrend, we'll have to zoom out and form the higher low. And I believe I pointed out in the video yesterday, looking at the potential of an inverse head and shoulders pattern if we cannot break 447 on the first attempt. So extraction plays, labs, most likely scenario was looking for a daily lower high. So we have the high, low the pullback, lower high was set. Loss of the hourly uptrend told us that we were probably going to have to pull back for the equilibrium. There's our little lower high and lower low. We got follow through today. So again, no major red flags on this consolidation, low volume. We're just looking for a higher low compared to 481. And if we can get to that support and see oversold conditions on the hourly time frame, that makes us more comfortable playing off of that support. So if we pull back for another day, if we see another bunch of red hours tomorrow, we'll be getting down into the 30 RSIs. Might not get to oversold, but again, the more extended the RSI, the more comfortable making an entry off of a support level. Anything on the hourly for labs under 604 is just an hourly lower high. NEPT, so this is in the extraction space as well, and you can see it is the lead bull over the last couple of days. And looking at it on the weekly time frame, we had a high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, bear break, filled that gap, and then broke bullish. So I want to see that on the longest term time frame that I look at, the monthly. The monthly, we did change that monthly trend this most recent month. Either way, it was a clear shift in momentum, and the bulls are in complete control. I would not be looking to buy at this point. We just had a bull flag on the daily confirm, so it was the kind of consolidation on the hourly where we lose the hourly uptrend. The bears don't get any follow through. We see just a lower high form, double bottom, bull break, and then follow through. So at this point, I would patiently be waiting for more significant consolidation on the daily, and that's the anti-FOMO scenario that you get, or I should say the anti-FOMO mindset that you pick up when you've been doing this for a long time and you've seen these runners dozens and dozens of times. You look at that and say, well, I missed that one. I'm not going to FOMO and try and chase it up at this point after we've run hundreds of percent or 100% essentially in, I guess not yet. We've run a lot. Let's see exactly how much we've run. 45% over the last month. So personally, that tells me that if I don't see an entry on consolidation that I like, I'm not going to chase into this momentum. And that's just because more often than not, chasing into this momentum is not going to be a good idea in terms of ending up profitable. So as long as the hourly uptrend is maintained, the bulls are strong. Our first support is 420, and then $4 is now the most important level due to that little hourly double bottom. And if we break those supports, then we need to see further daily consolidation. But as of right now, bulls are extremely strong, and we're looking up at 445 as the next resistance. We'll see how long these bulls can keep this momentum in their favor, as it's been an extremely strong. This is pretty much what CGC did the last 5 days, except today we did not get the bull flag confirmation and follow through. We hit that wall and stopped. BGW, also an extraction play. Consolidating on the daily, looking for a higher low to form. Anything above 352 will do it to keep the uptrend intact. What's the hourly chart look like? Contained consolidation. Look at NEPT, NEPT. What did it look like on the hourly? What does VGW look like on the hourly? They're fairly similar. Here's our low, lower high of 410. Here's our higher low trying to form. Bulls have to break 410 tomorrow morning to change the hourly trend back in favor of the bulls, to establish that our new daily higher low has formed, and to try and continue with a third daily bull flag in a row. Have to change the hourly trend. CXXI, this is the scenario where we had just an oversold bounce on the shorter term time frames, just a lower high being set compared to 198. We're still very clearly in a daily downtrend of lower highs and lower lows, and if we're going to change that, we must hold 141 on this consolidation and break 180. That changes the daily trend. That tells us on the weekly time frame that our higher low has been established, and then we have to watch out for a head and shoulders pattern, but bulls will take it because they want to put a stop to this downtrend. So have to turn around and break 180. No indication that our higher low has been established just yet. If the bulls could turn around tomorrow, hold 160, and break 166, that would be the first indication that the daily high or low has been set. And we'll wrap it up with N with this big spike. I think it's a rumor that's the reason for the news here, or lack of news, but price action. A rumor that ACB is going to look to buy N. I have no idea if there's any substance to that whatsoever. You just want to be cautious, because when you look at a chart like this, you can say to yourself, well, anybody who has bought this stock in the last 7 months is red. Unless you bought on today's action, and if you did, congrats, protect that trade. But anybody who bought before today is in the red, pretty much, from the last 7 months. I guess anybody that bought the last 2 weeks is in the green. You get my point. So we are extended. We saw profit taking at the end of the day. That's a volume climax on the hourly. If we see a bear break of the 15-minute uptrend, if we break 70 cents tomorrow morning, further consolidation is coming on the hourly time frame. This is why we had to be so cautious, easily pulling back over 10%, 15% pullback in a half an hour. So yes, it goes up fast, but it also comes down fast. Be very cautious. This is a hype momentum play. Possible a group is running it on top of the rumor. Maybe they put out the rumor and run it. We don't know. The bottom line is protect, because there are a lot of bag holders on this name, and we still have to change trends. We never changed the hourly trend for the bulls. We never changed the daily trend. So if the bulls are going to make this a meaningful move, have to consolidate on the hourly and see continuation. We have to consolidate on the daily and see continuation. So still a lot of proving to do to change trends. Nice pop. We'll see if it can hold up. That's where we stand overall. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good trading day today. We'll see if those key breaks can take place tomorrow. And it's going to be interesting on CGC and VFF specifically. 4-hour and hourly timeframes on watch. Thanks again. Do good things. We'll see you tomorrow. In a rush today, don't have time to make an end video here, so we're going to go back to on the farm when I was working out in the yard one day and someone said, hey, do you want to be in a music video? I said, okay.
Hey everyone, my name's Brianna Barbara, and we're here on the Feed Band's farm in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm going to play some songs for you. Won't you go on back to the days already gone? Won't you go on back to the days already gone? I'll be sitting here by the rising sun. I'll be sitting here by the rising sun. Yeah. Won't you go on back to your horse in Texas? You'll be begging me, baby, and you will miss this. You'll be begging me.